I'm Sam with Acme. I'm here to demonstrate how to install round pipe flashing. You're going to need your round pipe flashing, a pipe, hose clamp, roller, knife, tape, scissors, marker. Okay, so first what you want to do is you want to cut away any of the deck membrane that might be cupping up the pipe. Clean and make sure that the pipe itself is free of any debris. Place your pipe flashing over the pipe, making sure that it's the right diameter. Go ahead and start your tack, your bottom lap, right in that bottom transition. You want that to be a light tack because you're going to have to take it off, pull the pipe flashing later on. Work the pipe flashing around the pipe, making sure that it's tight on the bottom. Pull your upper portion tight, and work it around the pipe. Now you want to give it a little bit of a tug vertically, and so you pull out any kind of slack that may be in between these 2 points. Go ahead and tack that. This can be a heavier tack. You're not going to have to break that. Okay. Now that you've got it in place, go ahead and tuck it and check to make sure that this bottom transition is going to line up and be wrinkle free. And we're good to go there. So take your marker, mark the top of the pipe, and here's where you're going to break that bottom tack. Break your bottom tack and go ahead and work the pipe flashing above your mark where you can now install your sealant. Most manufacturer specifications require a sealant between the membrane itself and the pipe, which is difficult to do after you've got it all welded. I like to do it beforehand. Push it back down. Go ahead and give it a twist to eliminate any air gaps in between the sealant and the membrane, and find that bottom tack spot again. Go ahead and tack it again, a permanent tack, and work the bottom around. Now this top tack, you want to go ahead and just make that a light tack just to hold it, because you may end up having wrinkles or excess membrane you have to work down into that transition from this vertical lap. Pull your vertical lap tight and light tack the center. Now I like to leave this seam open in the event that, if you have an uneven deck, you end up having a wrinkle, and you can push it out into this lap. Go ahead and tack the other side, holding it in place. And make sure that your laps align. Go ahead and cut your T-joint so you got a nice V. And begin your back welding. I like to back weld because it traps your heat and it provides a better weld. Start with your bottom lap and bring it out all the way out to the leading edge. Check your weld and make sure that you're stuck down. Go to the other side of the T-seam of the pipe. You have a T-seam right here where the target's been joined. Work that all the way out. And press it in. That way you're welded tight in that transition. Bring your back weld around. Now you want to make sure that you've got a good back weld. Like I said, it traps that heat and it forces the air back out, and it and it preheats the membrane in front of where you're welding. I like to weld from T-joint to T-joint. That way you don't have any stop and starts out here, which can probe up and cause issue. Begin your final weld. Now that that's welded out solid, go to the back side and do the same. Bring your back weld around. And once you hit your bottom lap, go ahead and bring the weld out all the way to your leading edge and press in. Your joint. Check your weld again. Don't forget to weld out your bottom, this lap here. Make sure that you've got good heat. I'd start in the bottom, this tight transition here. I bring it out. Bring this all the way out. And finish welding the rest of your target. Again, welding from T-seam to T-seam. That way your stop and starts are buried underneath of your T-patches. Now it's time to weld the vertical. Make sure, now that this has had a chance to cool, you can pull against it and make sure you got a good weld right tight in that transition. If you don't, it's going to cause you issues and you'll end up having to patch it. You've got a good weld. Start with your back weld, up the pipe, now I like to roll across it, that way you maintain even pressure across this lap, and roll across the pipe. We've got a little bit right there. These pipe flashings are nice because you can put your securing plates in a mechanically attached system underneath of the target themselves, instead of going outside of the target, which requires additional patching. These pipe flashings are made in a controlled environment where in the shop they weld all of these seams and form them, which eliminates a lot of time and effort in the field where you would have to cut your target, install your target, and hand form this flashing here. It's pretty straightforward and easy to do, and that's how you install an Acme cone pipe flashing.